Aha! And here's the counter-argument. The robber baron in the Gilded Age, entrepreneur or iconoclast? By John Tiffel. It is more than coincidence that the beginning of the robber baron, or even robber baron legend, let me stop there again. It is more than coincidence that the beginning of the robber baron legend, the portrayal of the big businessman as a warlike brigand, cheating and plundering his way to millions, was contemporaneous with the inauguration of the corporation as the major instrument of business control in the United States. After the Civil War, the large corporation had begun manifestly to dominate the American economic scene, and in those same years, Charles Francis Adams, Jr. launched his first assault against the Erie robbers, and his brother, Henry Adams, warned of the day when great corporations, SPing, swaying power such as has never in the world's history been trusted in the hands of mere private citizens, would be controlled by one man or combination of men who would use these new leviathans to become masters of the nation, or as we say nowadays, masters of the universe. Such dangerous potentialities had not been recognizable earlier because prior to the Civil War, antebellum, the majority of businessmen, or even businesses, had operated as local enterprises, usually as individual proprietorships, as in a proprietor, the owner. Proprietorship is trouble with having big lips. Such as, usually as individual proprietorship, partnership, or as small, closed corporations in which ownership and control were almost invariably synonymous. Under usual circumstances, the power and influences of the businessman have been limited to the immediate environs of operation, and at the most, seldom extended beyond state boundaries. Equally important was the fact that there existed among businessmen of pre-war days a nearly universal desire and a practical necessity for community esteem, and this govern their conduct, keeping their ventures well within the limits of individual responsibility and tending to restrain any untoward action or irresponsible profiteering on their part. Antebellum criticisms of the businessman, or even businessmen, therefore were few and sporadic. What disapproval there was usually focused on the speculator or stock gambler, and was no doubt often inspired by an agrarian distrust of big city ways. The bloody struggles of the Civil War, however, helped bring about revolutionary changes in economic and political life. The war needs had created almost insatiable demand for manufactured goods, arms, munitions, clothing, and had offered some manufacturers unsurpassed opportunities to make vast fortunes. More important than the immediate profits, however, was the stimulus of massive military demands leading the entrepreneur to new concepts of the power and possibilities of large-scale enterprise. The great operations of war, the handling of large masses of men, the influence of discipline, military-industrial complex, the lavish expenditure of unprecedented sums of money, the immense financial operations, the possibilities of effective cooperation were lessons not likely to be lost on men quick to receive and apply all new ideas. Though the war prevented general economic expansion, the new ideas were profitably applied to the peacetime economy which followed. The Gilded Age.